Huh? Oh, hey, I didn't see you there. What's going on, YouTube? TVK here. How are you doing? Once again, today is not Wednesday, but that does not matter because I'm still bringing you another episode of AskTVK where you can ask me whatever you want and I will do whatever I can to answer to the best of my ability. Today's question comes from Lydia Welter, and she asks, I'm planning to study music at university next fall, but I always struggle with wondering whether it's important enough compared to other careers like a doctor or a lawyer. Could you share some ways that you know music is just as impactful as more prestigious careers? Oh, the age-old question on whether or not music is important. And actually, you know, I've never made a video talking about why music is important. And you know what? I may make a more sentimental vlog and go super into detail about this a little bit later, but I'm still gonna answer your question here. Basically, I'm gonna ask you a few questions. Do you like to feel emotions? Do you like to express yourself? Or do you ever love to have that feeling that somebody you've never met in your entire life totally understands what you're going through and resonates with you on a total level that is beyond words? If you said yes to any of those questions, and don't tell me you didn't, because I know you did. If you answered yes to any of those questions, then that means that music is something that can make your life a little bit better. Think about it. Life in and of itself is stressful. We go to work, we go to school, we get yelled at by our bosses or our teachers. We don't live up to the standards that society tells us to live up to. We have people that don't listen to what we have to say, even though we think we have good ideas, we have intent, we have beauty that is locked within us, but we're unable to let it shine. Now here's the thing about humans. We have this latent desire, this latent yearning, this latent need to express ourselves. I mean, think about it. Even before there was language, we wrote drawings on cave walls and we beat on animal skin drums to communicate ideas from one person to another. Think about it. If you had no words, no paintings, no anything, no percussion, how would you take what's going on in your brain and transport that information to somebody else's brain? Think about that. How would you do that? For instance, let's say you just ate a bunch of berries from that bush and they gave you serious diarrhea, and your friend is sitting there trying to grab some and put them in their mouth. But you don't speak, you don't send any signals, you don't have any sign language, you don't have any paintings, and you don't have any form of music or rhythm to denote, hey bruh, you're gonna have a bad time, bruh. The thing is, humans need to express ourselves. We need to express our ideas and share them with people. That's the real way we get along, we advance, we find fulfillment. That's how we build relationships. And music is an integral part of building those relationships, really showing people who we are at our deepest core. Now that's all philosophical, but let's get a little practical with it, okay? Practically, let's think, okay, let's say the lawyers of the world, the doctors of the world, the people with the really high octane, stressful occupations. What do they do to decompress? Sometimes Netflix and chill ain't gonna cut it, bruh. Sometimes you wanna sit down, relax, and have a glass of wine and just dull all of your senses except for one. Your auditory sense. And what better way to stimulate your auditory sense than to listen to music? I live in New York now. I'm still on tour, but I live in New York. And I'm surrounded by so many people who have really stressful day jobs. Bankers, Wall Street, lawyers, doctors. And you know what? When I go into a concert hall and I meet each and every one of these people, there's a stark difference between the moment they enter the concert hall and the moment they leave the concert hall. They enter the concert hall with all of their work stress, all of their relationship stress, all of their baggage. They carry that with them. But for some reason when I leave, especially when it's chamber music and I can really have a face-to-face interaction with people, when they leave after the concert, I really see a notable change in their expression. People feel as if they look as if they've been lifted off the ground. They look as if their lives have been made better, like they've had a load lifted off their shoulders. And I don't mean to say that about like my playing had nothing to do with it. That was the composer. That's the music, that's the essence of music. It frees people. We study this, we are around this all the time. We rack our brains hour on hour upon hour every single day, trying to figure out how to play the thing. But to other people who have never had that experience, never learned how to blow into a clarinet, it's magic to them. What we do is literally magic. So yes, lawyers may be important to helping you getting out of your parking tickets. Yes, doctors may be super important to help you get rid of those hemorrhoids you've been dealing with. And yes, engineers are super duper important for engineering the buildings and the bridges that we use for all of our infrastructure. But music is what makes us human. Music is the essence of who we are as individuals, as souls, as wonderful beings here on planet Earth. And I just don't know any other medium that allows us to be so vulnerable, so beautiful, so human, all at the very same time. Music can teach us how to love. Music can teach us how to be more compassionate. And most of all, music can teach us how to listen. I believe that most of the world's problems come from people refusing to listen, refusing to look at somebody else's perspective from their shoes, refusing to see that it is possible to think in a different way that you do. And when you are a musician, in order to be a successful musician, in order to be a musician that people enjoy playing with, you have to leave yourself. You have to get out of your own head and lend your ears to your colleagues and listen to the ideas that they're bringing forth and then welcome them with yours. And fuse the whole collaboration, fuse everybody's ideas into a complete whole that then goes out to the audience and changes lives. That's what music is. It's collaboration, it's listening. And if more people played music, if more people learned to stop thinking about what they have to say and start listening to what other people have to say, I'm sure we would have better international relations. I'm sure we would have better intersexual relations. I'm sure we would have better interpersonal relations around the world. I truly believe if we spent more time listening like musicians, we would have much more world peace. We would have much more world compassion, and we would have universal love. But be that as it may, that is a thought experiment. That's a pipe dream of mine, but I truly believe I've seen it in myself. I'm the type of person who loves to talk. I'm the type of person who loves to share my ideas, but being a musician has really helped me learn to shut the up and listen to what other people have to say. And for that, I have grown, and for that, I am a better person. So Lydia, did that answer your question? Do you think music's important now? Thank you so much for your question. And thank you for watching. If you have a question you want me to answer, feel free to tweet at me using the hashtag AskTVK. Feel free to send me a message on Facebook, or feel free to, slide in my DMs on Instagram. I won't bite. If you think I answered this question pretty well, smash that like button for me, please. It'll help my channel so much. And before I go, I wanted to give a special heartfelt thank you to all of my patrons on Patreon. You guys make it so I can eat. I love you for it. And if you're interested in finding out more on how you can support me and this channel, feel free to click the link at the end of this video or the link in the description. And with that, guys, if you're still hungry for some more knowledge, or if you're still thirsty for more motivation, check out my last video. Here's a clip. The key to good playing, good efficient playing, is using the least amount of effort and getting the maximum result. And I think the key to that is to minimize extra unnecessary movement. And in this case, the extra unnecessary movement is me lifting fingers that don't need to be lifted. Now, does that mean that it's completely bad? Not always, especially if you have a lot of experience and you practice your scales and you are very comfortable with your position. Just because you lift your fingers doesn't mean you automatically lose your position. And as somebody who has had this bad habit habit since the 7th grade, I can definitely tell you that it's not gonna stop you from getting into Juilliard.